Players lose so many matches because they're totally lost on return a serve. You need to correctly read the properties of a serve and have the right receives in response. Where 99% of players go wrong is not picking up these properties in the first place. So what do? They guess. Guessing is a disaster waiting to happen. Today, I'll show you how to stop guessing, start returning serve in a way that lets you win points straight from the receive. There are 5 properties of every serve. I'll teach you what they are, how to read them correctly, and the correct order to process them as well. By the way, if you're hearing me for the first time, I'm Heminghu and it's great to meet you. I'm a 2-time Olympian and former #1 table tennis player in Australia. These days, I'm a private table tennis coach, helping players all over the world win more tournaments, lift their match ratings, and of course, crush their workmates at the office table during lunch break. Point number 1, you need to read the spin and the amount of spin first and foremost. Most players totally misread it. In today's game, you can't legally hide the contact on your serve. Well, some definitely still do, but assuming they don't serve illegal, where on the racket and how hard the opponent strikes the ball during the point of contact tells you everything about its spin and the intensity of that spin on the serve. This is the very first thing you see when they first serve the ball. Get it wrong and you're either going to lift it up into the clouds or put it down in the net. If they strike under the ball on the point of contact, it's backspin. You cannot possibly get topspin this way. If they strike the ball from down to up, it's topspin. You cannot possibly get backspin this way. The harder they strike it, the more spin they get. The softer the strike, the less spin they get. Now, people can do all these after motions to try and trick you, but the moment they hit it, they cannot deceive you and they have to show you what's going on. So use that information because it's crucial. Let's look at this serve here. We can see from the moment that this player contacts the ball, it's backspin. Based on the angle of contact, we can see from the intensity of contact, it's heavy backspin. Now let's look at another example. We can see from the point of contact here, it's backspin. We can also see it's not very intense because it's hit quite lightly. Therefore, you must treat it like it's backspin but not very heavy. Otherwise, you can still stuff up on it. Underestimating how much backspin is on a serve or overestimating can still make you put the ball down or up. Conversely, let's look at this serve here. We can see from the way the ball's hit the moment the player contacts the serve, it's topspin. We can see from the intensity that they hit it, it's strong topspin. Now, this next serve is subtle and it's a killer. No spin. A lot of people think no spin is in the dead center and dead middle between backspin and topspin, when the truth is, it's actually topspin. If you hit a no spin serve and watch how the ball spins or travels, it's slowly rolling forward as it's traveling. Let's take a look at this serve here. We can see from the way this player is hitting it, the point of contact is in the upper area of the rubber, and it's not actually possible to get backspin this way because they're not cutting under the ball. It's very subtle, but you see how if you know what you're looking for, you can pick up on the fact that it's no spin. Tough thing with this serve is, if you're not careful, it's easy to put this ball up high. As well, if the no spin serve is kept low, to flip this ball is very difficult. For 2 reasons. 1, because flicking is hard and it's a delicate shot that is taught pretty poorly worldwide. And 2, if a no spin serve is kept low, it's hard to flick it well. Furthermore, if someone is able to step out, expect a flip and attack strongly on both wings, it puts a lot of pressure on you as the receiver to receive this serve well, which often causes more errors. So read the spin and the amount of spin first. Once you do, you'll know whether you should push or flip. And if it's a long or half long serve, you'll know whether you should topspin with more of a closed angle or more of an upwards open angle. Point number 2, you want to read where the serve is as well as how high it is before you worry about length. You get this information straight after you see what spin and the amount of spin is on the serve. But you also don't get the information of the length of the serve before this. First, watch carefully. Is the serve heading to the backhand, middle, or forehand area? This is going to determine what movement you need to make when you receive. If it comes to your backhand, your choices are to use a backhand or run around and pivot for a forehand. Pivoting correctly and the principle of doing it, it's something players get wrong all the time. But this is a topic for another day. If the serve comes to your middle, it's still tricky, arguably even trickier, because now you must commit to one wing early and more decisively. Indecision is going to kill you here. Either step wider with your right foot and take the backhand, like so, or pivot and get around and use your forehand, like so. If you don't read that it's coming into your middle in time, you can get jammed. If you don't commit to either a backhand or a forehand quickly, you can also get jammed. If the serve comes wide to your forehand, this one requires a different technique. Use the 3 footwork step. You step across small with your right foot first, another small step with your left foot, and then you make a bigger step with your right foot, like so. Height is a lot simpler and easier. If it's high, just punish it. Throw everything else out the window, as long as you have some idea what spin it is. If it's low, Ignore the height, focus on all the other properties of the serve. Keep things simple. Returning serve is already hard enough as it is. Don't overcomplicate it. Real quick, guys, if these first 2 tips have been helpful for you and you're serious about winning more matches, register for my one-on-one coaching. Every year I coach players worldwide. Some fly to me in Australia and other times I fly to them. I study your game to get clear data on what's holding you back and then coach you in person to build the exact skill sets you need to fix it. The goal is simple: maximum improvement in the shortest time with full clarity on what to do next. And don't worry, all ages and all levels are welcome. Even if you're an absolute beginner, you can definitely still apply. Now, let's get into point number 3. Pick up the length of the serve. As the ball travels from their racket on the point of contact to their side of the table, then towards your side, read during this time frame whether it's gonna be short with 2 bounces, half long, or long, where you can topspin it. If it's gonna bounce on your side twice, it's a short serve, which means you can't topspin it unless it has a lot of height. Your options are to push short, back, push long and deep, or flip the ball and put them under speed pressure. If the serve doesn't bounce twice on your side and it's only bounces once, it's half long or long. If it's half long, tight off the end of the table. Get ready to attack by getting in the right position for the ball, based on whether it's on the backhand, middle, or forehand. Now, you want to stay close to the table. Get your right leg down, left leg for left-handers, drop the racket as much as you need, and topspin the ball. Your racket angle and the trajectory of your shot is going to be more closed and over, or it's going to be more open and upwards, depending on whether the serve is backspin or topspin based. If it's topspin, you're going to have it more closed like this and go over the ball. If it's backspin, your point of contact and racket angle is going to go more upwards. Regardless, this is your chance to take initiative right away. And unless you're a semi-professional or professional, so many serves are half long or long. They're there to be attacked, but a lot of players don't feel like it's there to be hit simply because they don't get low enough. And they don't actually have the skill and confidence to do it because they haven't built this skill. But I assure you, the players that you guys are playing against, 90% at least, are actually coming long and there for you to attack straight away. It's just up to you to develop the skills to be able to do it consistently. That's really all it takes a lot of the time to win most of the matches you're losing. It's just that you're unaware of it because you don't know what you don't know. Now, if the serve is long, deep, and fast, you still need to stay close to the table, but you need to brace yourself and be ready. A serve is always going to hit the opponent's side first, and they're usually not going to start with the racket super high. So it's going to be low and it's going to hit their side first, which means a serve can never be as powerful as a rally ball most of the time. So it makes no sense to step back as if you're in a rally. However, you need to brace your core and your legs because a longer length serve requires it. It's still going to be awkward and deep. Now you need to stay here because you don't know for sure when it's going to come long. So you want to stay close because in case it is short or half long, you're still able to easily come in. A lot of people step way too far back and then they run into trouble whether the serve lands short, half long, or long. Now, if it comes to your backhand, which most long and fast serves do, you need to commit very early to using a backhand or a forehand. It will feel awkward and that's okay. If you can make a well-placed and well-spun topspin, you're almost certainly going to win the point right away a lot of the time. Guys, I hope this has been helpful for your table tennis journey. This stuff takes a lot of practice and the right constant feedback. So don't expect to be a master of this overnight. I make it look easy now. Mastering this took me decades. I teach it so that you can get there faster and with certainty. As you get experienced at this, you'll be able to read all 5 properties of the serve at once. But before then, I highly recommend you follow this order. See the spin and the amount of spin first, location and height of the serve second, and length last. And remember, if you want to improve your game quickly and effectively, register your interest for private coaching with me using the link in the description, and someone from the team will reach out to you. I'm Hemming Hu, now go get 'em.